My name is Landon Southard. I'm a senior at SDA. I went to Degano Middle School, and I work on the forum at SDA, and also I'm on the surf team and the robotics team. I chose SDA because it's really unlike anywhere else on Earth. It's got a great culture that's very accepting of everyone and just kind of enjoys flowing.
Thanks, Landon. Appreciate that. Micah?
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
We can. Thanks, Micah.
Okay, cool. I'm Micah. I'm a junior. I came here from homeschool. I chose SDA because I like all the art kind of classes and stuff, and SDA has a lot of great opportunities for art and elective classes. We have really good academics too, but we have a lot of good art classes, and that's what stood out to me as opposed to other high schools when I was picking as an 8th grader. And a couple things I'm involved in here at SDA. I really like medals. I've taken medals 4 times, and I'm on the cross country team.
Awesome. Thanks, Micah. Taya?
Hello, my name is Taya. I am a sophomore. I went to Degano, and I chose SDA because I really wanted a rigorous academics, and I really like the 4x4. It works really well for me. I learn fast, and I prefer that things move very fast. That, and also it's a very welcoming and kind environment. At SDA, I am the president of our Gender Sexuality Alliance, so please come to SDA and please join my club. And it's really a wonderful place full of people who are so kind and who are always just trying to take care of you, and it's really wonderful.
Thank you. Sophie Sedlock.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Sophie Sedlock, and I'm a current junior here at SDA, and I went to Degano Middle School. A couple things I'm involved here at SDA. I played on the San Diego girls soccer team. Really good experience, and one thing I do recommend is even if you don't play sport, it's really fun to go support other teams and to show school spirit. I'm also a peer assistant listener, and we're trying just to listen and help students, whether they want to talk about any problems big or small. And then I also participated in the yearbook committee. And as an 8th grader, I was a bit torn and contemplating what school to choose. But in the end, I just kind of had this gut feeling to choose SDA, and overall, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made, and I'm so thankful for SDA because it's truly a family here, and the community is so accepting and caring, and there's really, you can reach out to anyone, and they're always very helpful.
Thank you. Melissa? Melissa Vending. You with us, hon?
Melissa might be joining us in just a minute. She's getting off of work.
Okay, no problem. Let's move on to Jake. When she gets in, let me know. Jake.
Hey, how you guys doing? My name's Jake Stefansi. I'm a senior here at SDA. I went to Degano Middle School. Some things I'm involved in is I played lacrosse here for 4 years. It's going to be my 4th year here on varsity. I'm really excited. Some things I love about the school is the environment. I've met pretty much all my friends at SDA. The administration is also extremely helpful and very, very accepting. And overall, it's just a great place to be. And yeah, I'd very much recommend it.
Jake, thank you. Isabella.
Hi, everyone. My name is Isabella. I went to Degano for middle school, and I'm a junior here at SDA. Just some of the things that I'm involved in at SDA is our Thespian Troupe 2196. Highly recommend our theater program. It's one of the primary reasons why I wanted to go to SDA. And I don't really know exactly why. I mean, I chose SDA because I had a lot of friends when I was in elementary school and middle school that had older siblings that went to SDA. And so they pretty much just got me on the bandwagon since pretty much fourth grade. So I have always wanted to go to SDA. And what I love so much about SDA is just the community. We have incredible staff, teachers, counselors, just the entire environment is really incredible. So I really highly recommend SDA.
Thanks, Isabella. And our ASB president, Ethan Fitzgerald.
Hey everyone, and thank you, Mr. Camacho. So as Mr. Camacho said, I'm the current ASB president, and I've taken ASB every single year of high school. I'm also on our school's track team and do speech and debate. And I originally came to SDA because I heard so much about the culture and the opportunities it provides. And it really, truly, everyone has a place here. So whatever your interest may be, you'll find some path to live it out at SDA. And as everyone else has said, I would strongly recommend it.
Great. How about Conrad?
What's up, everyone? My name's Conrad. I'm a senior at SDA. I came from St. John's. Probably maybe 3 people will know what that is here. It's across the street from Oak Crest. That's the easiest way to think about it. I play soccer and volleyball at SDA, and like Sophie, I'm a PAL, which is kind of like a student counselor. She was kind of talking about it. And one of the major reasons I'm at SDA is, like everyone's saying, is the environment. New students and like 8th graders that come to campus to get the tour in person have a better understanding of what people mean. Like, take any other school in the district, like for example, LCC, Torrey, CCA, and it's like they're more classic high schools when you talk about like social groups. That doesn't really exist at SDA. There's not like, oh, the football team, the popular guys, like that type of thing. It's you show up and it's like nothing classifies you like that, and you just go on your own little high school adventure and figure it out yourself. That's one of the main reasons I like SDA.
Thanks, Conrad. That was perfect. Joy Rupert.
Hi, guys. I'm the ASB Vice President. I'm a sophomore at SDA, and I went to a super duper small private school called the Road School. So if any of you guys incoming freshmen are from a super small private school, a super small school, one thing I know that I was super worried about is migrating to such a big campus. But I have to say that SDA has been one of the most like accepting and most like adaptable places that I could have gone to. I was really worried about that my freshman year, and I was worried I wasn't going to be able to make any new friends or get used to the giant transition. But I ended up literally having the time of my life here. So something that I love about SDA and some things that I participate in is like, as everyone said here, it's kind of cliche, but it's definitely the culture, the teachers, the upperclassmen, the middleclassmen. Everyone here is so caring and so lovely, and it's cliche as I like to say it over and over again, but it's really the truth. And everyone here is super duper supportive. I'm currently, as I said, the vice president. I'm also the co-president of SDA's Multicultural and Anti-Racism Coalition. And I'm also the co-president of SDA's Pass on Plastic Club. I also tune into the district-wide board meetings, as well as the student-hosted like summits, as well as forums, which is basically a place where everyone can express their ideas to the admin and like get their ideas out there. And yeah, and as an 8th grader, why I chose SDA was, as I said, for the culture. And I was really super nervous because I wasn't sure if I should go to CCA because I wasn't sure about the academics. But I have to say, like, going to SDA, it's been really great, and I've gotten everything I've needed, and I've gotten all the support I've needed. And yeah, that's why I chose SDA.
Joy, awesome. Thank you. Ella, you're gonna recognize some of these faces. If you've seen the tour video that we put together, you're probably starting to recognize some of the faces too. So
yeah,
Ella's having a bit of Wi-Fi trouble right now.
I'm back, Ethan.
Okay,
There you go. Hi guys, I'm Ella Decking. I'm a junior, and I came from a small private school as well called Encinitas Country Day School, and I was worried about the same thing as Joy, coming to like a bigger campus, but SDA couldn't have been a better place to do it, and I'm super happy with my choice. And I've been involved with ASB ever since I was a freshman, which was the best decision ever, and I'm also part of the SDA dance ensemble. And one of the reasons I chose SDA was because it just seemed like such a friendly environment and we have an amazing culture. And so, yeah, I would highly recommend coming here.
Thanks, Ella. And another familiar face, Miss Cassie Miller.
Hi, I'm Cassie Miller. So I'm the school board representative for our school. So I attend all like the special board meetings and the monthly board meetings and just put a student input out there. I came from Oakcrest Middle School. I chose SDA because I was lucky enough to have older siblings who went there, so I kind of got a sense of it through them, and I really was drawn towards the culture. I really love fashion, and that's such a big part of it, and people wear like pajamas all the way to looking like they're on a red carpet when we're in school, so that's something I really love, and it's just a really welcoming environment. I also was really drawn to the 4x4 because I like being able to have 8 classes a year and I don't feel like it's too much. So I really love it. And Ella, I met in ASB my freshman year. That's kind of was an outlet to a lot of my friends. And now like all my best friends are from ASB, honestly. So if you're worried about anything like that, I really recommend taking the class because it's amazing.
Awesome. And then our final student representative, Lucas Casaza.
Hi guys, my name is Lucas Casaza and I'm currently a junior here at SDA. I am the ASB treasurer as well as the junior director along with Ella. I came from Oakcrest, like a lot of you probably will be. I'm on varsity soccer. I'm super involved in the Key Club as well as the Modern Mustangs Club. And like a lot of the student representatives, I came to SDA because of the culture. And I feel like walking up to anyone on campus, there's no titles. You can literally go up to anyone, make a friend, talk to them, and feel loved and accepted. And that's really why I chose SDA.
Love that, Lucas. Thank you. And Melissa was able to join us. Welcome, Melissa. You're on.
Hi, thank you. Sorry, I was at work.
Okay.
My name is Melissa Vinding. I am a senior, and I came from Degania Middle School, which is kind of far from SDA. But I absolutely love SDA so much. I have been in the Home Olympics Club since freshman year. I was vice president last year, and I'm sort of president this year. We're kind of integrating with ASB. I've been in track all 4 years. Highly recommend it. It's an amazing place to meet friends. I didn't think I was a very athletic person, and I was able to meet so many amazing people. It didn't matter what event you did. And then I joined cross country, and I've been there for 3 years now. Still love it just as much. Something that I definitely think is really important, especially if you're new to SDA, is go to every dance, especially after this year. Kind of learned that those events, no matter how small the dance may seem, if it's just a $5 ticket, go, it's worth it. My first dance freshman year is still my most memorable because it was just such like I felt like I was part of the school even though I'd been there for 2 weeks. I also recommend, if you can, take as many history classes as you can because our history teachers are so amazing and they're so fun. You learn so much. As an 8th grader, I decided to go to SDA a lot of my decision was based on the 4x4 schedule. I really wanted to make sure I could take as many math classes as I could. And it worked so well because I was able to also finish 3 years of languages by my sophomore year. And then I have now done 6 years worth of math into my senior year. And it's just, it opened a lot more opportunities and I can still take a ton of electives even with all my academics. So that was one of the biggest reasons I wanted to come here. And also hearing about the whole issue of no cliques, there's nothing to worry about. There's always a group for you, doesn't matter what your interest is, or maybe there's 10 groups for you because there are just so many different people here who love so many different things.
You guys are awesome. Thank you for just that quick introduction. I appreciate it. And again, welcome everyone. We just hit 200 participants here a second ago. Just want to again welcome you. Thanks for being here and getting informed. We're hoping that this session will help you sit down ultimately when the time comes to have some hard discussion with your student about which high school is the best fit. You cannot go wrong. You will hear everyone in our district say the same thing. Our district was filled with talented educators, but every school does bring something different in terms of offerings that we don't vary very much in terms of offerings. But there are a few niche electives. But really what you're looking for right now is the feel of what you would get if you were here on campus and walking in and out of classrooms. And there's no better way to do that than to hear directly from those we serve, and that's our amazing students. So what you're looking for is feel, sense of culture, sense of, you know, are you hearing the things that we preach, that we value, our mission and vision statements, that all revolve around being student-centered and student-focused. So we're hoping that, you know, the rest of this 40 minutes or so that we're with you, that you can really get a good taste of that. So I'm going to pass this over to Dr. Meadows and Miss Katie Bendix. They're going to facilitate the questions that we've gathered from your input. So thank you for that.
Okay, Ms. Bendix, should I go ahead and get started with number one? All right. Okay, so what do you know about SDA now that you wish you'd known when you were selecting your high school? Question one. And if any of our students here, if you like virtually raise your hand, that helps us see you. You can feel free to answer it.
Cassie, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, definitely. So my freshman year, I guess one thing that I really wish I knew was just kind of how to balance my classes and how to talk to my counselor. So going in, I was pretty scared of the 4x4 just because, you know, your classes are accelerated. And I wish I kind of knew how to talk to my counselor a bit more. And it's super easy. Like right now, you can email your counselor super easily. When I was on campus, you can just go into their office and they're really just there to help and help you balance your schedule. Everyone wants you to succeed. So I was able to have a much better schedule my sophomore and junior year as I learned how to balance that more. And everything was very manageable for me. And yeah, I just wish I kind of knew how to talk to my counselors a bit more and just get the best I could out of my academic career my freshman year.
Thank you, Cassie. And that response actually answers a lot of questions that we're seeing in the chat right now. Counselors are such a great resource when you're talking about your 4-year plan, what electives we have available, and how many electives you can take in your schedule. So I appreciate you bringing that up. Ethan.
I would say, like, don't be afraid to reach out to other students at first. Like, I know I came from a small middle school, and for my first semester at SDA, I was kind of nervous to branch out to people I didn't know that well. And then I ended up speaking in front of the whole school, and then I got into ASB, and that helped me branch out. But literally, I've never met someone who's genuinely mean or rude at SDA, and some people may have different experiences, but personally, I've met a lot of people at our school, and everyone is really nice, and everyone appreciates SDA for what it is. So don't be afraid just to, you know, get to know other students and get along with everyone, because the more people you meet, the more friends you're likely to make, because everyone really is so nice.
Thank you, Ethan. Okay. Anyone else on our student panel? All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next question.
Okay, next question. What advice do you have for managing the 4x4 schedule? Where do you go, or what do you do if you need academic support?
So just kind of as a bridge here before, Landon, I see your hand, so we'll have you respond here. We've seen some questions about what is the 4x4 schedule. So the 4x4 schedule means that in our fall term, which is 1 semester long, students take 4 classes. When you complete those 4 classes at the end of fall term, you have completed 4 classes that are the equivalent of a year-long class. So in 1 semester, you take a year's worth of content. Then, starting in the spring, which we just started a couple weeks ago, our spring term, our students have a whole new set of classes. So all of these students on our panel right now have just started 4 brand new classes with brand new teachers, and they'll finish another year's worth of material in those 4 classes in the spring. So Landon, would you mind sharing with us some advice and where you go for support?
So for me, some advice that was always really important at SDA is the 4x4 schedule moves really fast. So you need to make sure you eat food, drink water, and sleep. Like, I feel like a lot of people, especially at SDA, like find one of those to neglect. And it's really important that we do all of them because it makes the 4x4 a lot more manageable. And then if you need academic support at SDA, you can just go to any of your teachers. They're all there to help. They're incredible in their ability to make everything better or make everything clear.
Thank you, Landon. And Bella, I see your hand.
Yeah, kind of going off what Landon said, keep your 4x4 classes balanced. Keep your semesters balanced. I cannot stress this enough. I will give an example of my sophomore year. My first semester sophomore year was all hard academic classes. It was not fun. So that really taught me that you really need to have a good balance of academics as well as electives, because you can just, it'll be easier to manage and to be able to just get all your work done. And the people that I go to for academic support is my teachers, my counselors. For those of students who have IEPs, go to your case managers. They will really, really, really help you. I know my case manager has helped me. So those are the people I go for academic support.
Thank you, Bella. And Conrad, I see your hand.
Everyone has said basically the same thing, and I agree. You need to balance everything, and you have to take, there's a certain amount of electives you have to take in order to get all of your credits to pass. So throw in some electives to have some fun. In freshman year, you have to take the tech wheel, which cycles you through a bunch of the elective options that are special to SDA. So you'll figure out classes that you like and then be able to take the full term version of that later. But there's a lot of help from and National Honor Society has tutoring after school in each and every subject. So you can sign up for that pretty easily. And then it's just someone either your age or a little older. It's another kid, it's another student who's taken that class or excels in that class. And so they can help you out. And then in the media center, which is kind of the little hub area on campus, we have a writing lab. And there's someone, I forget it, there's a teacher who can help you with all English essays and essays outside in different classes that you need help with. He's really cool as well.
Thank you. And Melissa?
Something that took me a really long time to realize was that everyone in your class, especially AP classes, is in the same boat as you. They don't know what's happening from the get-go. They don't understand the content the first day either. Creating a group chat or just creating a study group helps so much, especially preparing for AP exams by the end of the year. There are review sessions there to help you, and even teachers, if you just go during your class, a lot of them stay after school just to talk to you. I know sometimes I go in and I'm there for an hour and they're fine, they want to help. They understand that it is kind of intense to have that class every single day, but as long as you go and you ask for help, and it's okay to ask, it's okay to go get a tutor. The tutors don't just want to sit there and wait for an hour for no one to come. They want conversation. It's also important to stay on top of your schoolwork. If you have 20 minutes to maybe start the project that's due next week, just start the project so then it doesn't seem as daunting next week. I'm still learning that right now, but it helps. And even if it takes a little while to get used to, it's okay. Everyone, the first couple weeks, it's kind of all over the place. That's normal. You need to get used to it. So it just takes a little bit of time to adjust. And then once you do, it flows amazingly.
Okay, I think we're gonna move on to the next question. What was your all-time favorite class that you've taken at SDA and why?
Landon.
So my all-time favorite class at SDA was AP US History with Miss Coda. I feel like if you had to find a quintessentially SDA class, it would be Miss Coda's AP History class. She's just an incredible teacher, and you would walk into that room every day knowing that you would have lots of fun, but never knowing how it would happen.
Awesome. Thank you. Lucas?
Yeah, my favorite class would have to be screen printing. I took it first semester last year, and it's just a great way to express yourself. If you guys don't know what that is, basically you're able to make stickers, clothing, and make any design you want and put it basically on anything you want. It's a great way to express yourself, and it's a lot of fun.
Thank you. Joy?
Yeah, I kind of think this says a lot about SDA is like we have such cool electives like screen printing, wood shop, and stuff like that. But surprisingly, and it even surprises me now, that one of my favorite classes I've ever taken was this year, AP World. It just shows that the teachers here at SDA are amazing and they make every lecture super interesting. And going into AP World, I was super nervous because I've never taken an AP class before, and memorizing stuff isn't the best for me, but I absolutely loved the class, all thanks to my classmates and my teachers.
Thank you. Bella.
I would say my favorite class I've taken at SDA is actually technical theater with Mrs. Sears, because personally I do theater as outside of school as well, and I'm much more of one who likes to be on stage. So tech theater actually brought me to a completely different side of theater, which is working backstage and going into all the aspects that go into a performance besides just being on stage, which taught me a lot of how hard technicians really work and how much effort it really takes for people who work backstage to contribute to a production. So I got to work backstage within our musical theater production, our drama production show, as well as our cabaret night that musical does at the end of the year. So I got to work backstage on 3 shows, which was so much fun. And it made me realize how much I actually like working backstage as well as being on stage. So it was a nice balance.
Thanks, Bella. Cassie.
Other than ASB, my favorite class so far has been AP Psychology with Mr. Herzina. Like Joy was saying, although the class is like discussion based, like a lot of AP classes, like she said AP World, I never get bored in that class. It's absolutely amazing. And if you're thinking about taking an AP class, I'd really recommend that one, or even just normal psychology. It's so awesome to learn about and can help you so much. And I love the class, and I'll tell that to anyone. It's just awesome.
Thank you. And Melissa.
I'd have to say my favorite classes are the ones Mr. Teister teaches. So either AP US History or Film and Society. If you have an elective that you need to fill a spot in, take Film and Society. It's amazing. It's basically the most fun history class you'll ever take. You understand the time period of which movies even started and how they came to be and everything about movies, and then you also watch them, so you have actual evidence of what's happening and you get to enjoy so many classics. And I found movies I would never have watched on my own time that I can now appreciate and love, and it was just so much fun. Sadly I had to finish it online, but it is 100% worth it. So I definitely say that look into electives and take the ones you normally wouldn't take because they turn out to be the most fun ones.
Okay, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where is your favorite place to hang out on campus and why?
Ethan.
Right now, anywhere, right, Ethan?
Huh? Well, yeah, anywhere, honestly. I mean, I used to eat inside the cafeteria with my friends, but one day, like last year, we decided to go sit outside on the field, which is just like, I would because I was so used to eating inside or like going off sometimes, but I would just recommend kind of finding your own place experience, like experimenting with different locations, because again, there is so many cool spots at SDA, or what's really unique is you can go off campus at lunch. So just kind of to appreciate all those factors and try it out for yourself. And I really recommend that. And also the Mustang Commons as well is really nice.
Thank you. Melissa.
I'm going to have to copy you. I have a different attachment to the track and the field, just because that's kind of, especially with running and spending so much time there because you train 5 days, almost 6 days a week, is just that time afterwards where you get to sit there and watch the sunset and enjoy the amazing weather. And it's just so amazing. And then also when you go to soccer games or when we have flag football, everything like that happens there. There's just so many memories that you want to come sit there. You want to bring a blanket and come hang out. And it's so open and it's really, really nice. And it's a little bit detached from the school where you don't feel like you need to be in the headspace of, adding numbers. That is just, it's amazing. Especially, I've never been there for lunch, so maybe I'll try that. But I definitely think somewhere like that just, I don't know, has some nature to it, because especially since you can see the ocean from some of the classrooms, take advantage of anywhere you can go to eat. even just like sitting at the new building and eating, because you can see amazing views.
Thank you. Joy.
Yeah, kind of going off of what everyone said. I think something that's super unique about SDA is that we do have ocean views from certain parts of the campus. So freshman year, one of my favorite places to sit was by the Mosaic Cafe, which is where students go and get their lunches. And it's a super cool art building. But if you sit like a little across from that, there's a huge grass field and you can sit on that and basically see the ocean.
Great, thank you. And Lucas, I see your hand. Was it still up from last time, or did you want to respond?
I'd like to respond to this one too. So my favorite spot is right outside the Learning Commons, kind of right in front of the front stairs as well. There's a little grass area there, and there's little ledges. Me and my friends started hanging out there freshman year during lunch, and it's just really a great spot. You're still able to see the ocean there. Super easy access to get off campus if you want to like walk to 7-Eleven. There's an El Napolito, Vons for our lunch. It's just it's kind of like the student hub. There's a lot of student traffic in there. You see a lot of people you know. It's just a super cool area.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys. All right, moving on. As a freshman, how did you end up finding a group or club or activity that you connected with? What do you recommend for incoming students if they don't know where to begin to get involved?
Jake.
Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about this because I think always playing a sport is what I recommend the most, especially if you haven't tried it. I think I played lacrosse all my life, but I think most of our team right now is made up of kids who had just tried it their freshman or sophomore year. So even any sport is a great outlet. It's very, very accepting, and you'll meet a lot of friends, and I definitely recommend it.
Thanks, Jake. Ella.
Well, one of the ways I got to know people freshman year was by taking ASB, and that's also a really good way to like get involved with the school on top of meeting new people. But I've built a lot of my really close friends through that class. And then also, if you're not into sports, like get to know people through your classes, because you can make some really, really amazing friends through just general classes.
Thanks, Ella. Taya.
Well, I made most of my friends through, I went to SDA for one class in 8th grade because I was taking like a grade above in math, and I made one really nice friend. And I'm kind of an awkward person. I'm a bit weird. I'm not very good with making friends, and I just I followed her, and I met all of her friends who were upperclassmen, and I joined their homeroom, and they kind of took care of me. They showed me like the ropes. They showed me how SDA works and how to best get through it. So I'd recommend making friends in your class. Joining clubs is always nice. And if you ever need a friend, if you need help finding friends, let me know. I'm here for you. Like you can be my friend. I will take care of you. I will make sure that you understand what you are doing, because that's what SDA is about. That's about taking care of each other.
Thank you, Taya. And I saw a lot of our student panelists nodding their head. Awesome. Conrad.
Like, my biggest thing is show up. Like, just go to class. That you will make friends, like, going to class. That the first friend, because I showed up from a small Catholic school, so I knew 2 people that went to SDA when I showed up. And then, like, bio was my first class of high school. Like, on the 3rd day, one of my good friends now, she just, like, came up to me and asked, she said, "You look good at math. Can you help me do my math homework?" And I helped her do her math. And then since then, like, we've been close. And then I met her friends, and it just builds off itself. Just show up. You'll make friends. And then also ask your upperclassmen. Just like, if it's simple as like, where's this, where's that? Everyone wants to help, because you can get kind of lost on campus. It's kind of confusing, especially if you're coming from a smaller school.
Thanks, Conrad. Cassie, I've seen your hand up for a while.
Yeah, I would agree with Conrad about upperclassmen. I think there's like a big stigma about like grades, just hanging out with grades. But my freshman year, I took ASB, which was a huge outlet into a bunch of friendships. And I was not just friends with my grade at all. A lot of my best friends were from different grades, and your elective classes are mixed, so it's not just going to be your grade in there. And just don't let yourself think that you can only be friends with people in your grade. It's just such an awesome culture and community, and you can really talk to anyone. No one's going to be like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. That's just not what it's like. So talk to any grade, anyone. It's just awesome.
Thank you. Melissa.
I would say that everyone tells you to join clubs because you want to get involved and stuff like that. I was terrified because I did not want to go outside my little friend group, and I didn't want to risk, looking dumb because I was a freshman. But you can join clubs, and if you don't like it, you don't have to stay. I joined 10 clubs right away, first semester freshman year. I'm in 2 right now because I stayed with them as many years as I could because I loved them, and I'm now in leadership in them, and because I want to put my time into that. You can join them and come for a couple meetings. They aren't hurt. They want people to be there who want to be there. You can go meet people. Sometimes you meet people and maybe you want to try a different club. That's okay. You don't have to stay. And that's something that I thought was like a binding contract. It's not. They have your phone number to let you know there's a meeting, and that's it. They're not going to force you to stay. They're not going to lock you in there. I would also say that join a no-cut sport. I'm not athletic. Well, I'm more now, but I was not. And I just joined track my freshman year, and I had no experience, nothing. And people were just really sweet. They wanted you to be there. If you're just a person on the team, they treat you like fun. They're not going to expect experience. You don't have to come with proof or anything. No-cut sports are super nice, and the coaches know that, and they want to make sure that they're there to support you. And that support means you grow as an athlete, not against other people. So I say start there. There's a really good chance. And it's outside of school, so there's no kind of external pressures of grades or anything in that sense too.
Thank you, Melissa. And we'll do one more from Landon. So those of you with your hands up still, if you wouldn't mind typing in your response in the chat. And Landon, go ahead.
And then, so like Melissa said, just show up to clubs or school events like forum or dances, because like she said, there's nothing wrong with not coming back. The only thing that can go wrong is if you don't go in the first place, because then you'll entirely miss out on any possibility. And then additionally, yeah, through things like sports teams and classes, you just naturally make a lot of friends at SDA because everyone is super friendly and kind.
Thank you. All right, Dr. Meadows, next question.
All right. What is your favorite SDA Spirit Day or tradition?
All right, Ethan.
I hope this counts as a tradition, but I'd say Exhibition Day. A lot of us, yeah, you'll see everyone nodding. A lot of us have got missed out on a few exhibition days, but basically, in case you don't know, Exhibition Day is basically just a huge day where everyone gets to show off their talents, and we have over 100 individual booths throughout the school. People, they'll be selling clothes, they'll be showing off anything they're interested in. People bring their snakes to school, for example. So if you're into that, there are people here for you. But it's just an amazing day, and you get a lot of time. You get a lot of time out of class to go around. And it's great to see people, interacting with one another, seeing what everyone else is interested in. And everyone always looks forward to it. It's in May, so it's towards the end of the year, and it's just kind of a relieving day. And yeah.
Thank you. Conrad.
Exhibition Day is probably my favorite day. No, second favorite. First, air bands takes every single time. Air bands is like battle of the languages. Every language, ASL, French, Japanese, and Spanish. Once you reach a certain level of that language, your class qualifies to do air bands, and it's you pick a song in that language, and then each class has like 4 teams, and you choreograph a dance, full routine, like everything. You have to sing, and there's judges, and you get time to leave your class to go watch, and each period competes within itself, and there's a set of judges. I did it for when I was in Spanish 4. That was one of my favorite experiences at SDA, just like because I got to pick groups and I had friends in the class, so we weren't necessarily trying to win, but it was very, very fun and funny to just make our own dance and then perform in front of everyone.
Thanks, Conrad. Taya.
I'm not a huge like Spirit Day person. But one of my favorite traditions at SDA is Witch Thursday. If you want to look like you have been around SDA for forever and know what you're doing, wear a witch hat every single Thursday and you will get endless compliments on it. I have no clue how or why it started, but people wear witch hats on Thursdays. It's a fun thing.
Thank you for reminding me of that, Taya. Oh my gosh, I love that too. Jake.
I still do it over like virtual every Thursday. Witch hat.
Awesome. Awesome. Jake.
I got to go with Conrad on this one and just agree with air bands. And I think it's especially cool that Conrad's been able to participate in it, and he's gone high in Spanish. For me, I only took 2 years of Spanish, so it kind of shows you how awesome it is that I didn't even participate in it and I still watched it. And I think it's one of the funniest things and just so entertaining. I think Conrad even wore a dress one year or something. So yeah, I mean, it's just so much fun. You get to see your friends dress up and look really funny and just sing songs that you don't even know what they mean. So yeah, definitely one of the best days of the year and just kind of describes like the SDA culture.
Thanks, Jake. Bella.
I'm surprised this one hasn't been mentioned, but Homeroom Olympics. I love Homeroom Olympics personally because at least for my homeroom, I'm in Mrs. Sears' homeroom, and we are so dedicated to Homeroom Olympics. My first year that I came to SDA, our homeroom Olympics leader, Molly Buenco, she was a former senior. No, she was a junior that year. She was like completely leading us to victory. She's like, we are going to win Homeroom Olympics. And our homeroom just had so much fun with all of the events. I think we did like dodgeball games. We did Just Dance. It was all these super fun events. And we won that year. So it was just a great way to get introduced to how dedicated homerooms can be. And for me, getting introduced to theater homeroom and how much of like a family that is. So Homeroom Olympics is probably one of my top SDA traditions.
Thanks, Bella. All right, and Lucas.
I would definitely have to go with Conrad on air bands. My freshman year, I was so happy to participate. And I was sitting behind stage with a matching tutu on with my entire group. And I was like, no way, I'm about to walk in front of the school and hundreds of kids are watching. And I'm about to dance and sing. And I was so nervous going into it. And after I was done, I was like, that is amazing. That is the greatest thing I've ever done. And it was just so fun. And even watching after like people do it, it's just so fun. And it just really helps connect the school. And it's definitely my favorite day.
And Sophie.
Yeah, I just wanted to add another like great tradition here at SDA is the student versus teacher football game. So students have the opportunity to create a football team with their friends. And I mean, like last year, I mean, my friends and I, we didn't really know much about football or the rules or any of that, but just things like that, kind of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone a little. And it was still a lot of fun when we like created this team. Yeah.
Thank you, Sophie.
Okay, we just have a couple more questions to get through. Next one is very simple. What is homeroom? What's homeroom?
So student panelists, we kind of added this one after some people were asking on the side. I see maybe I can get 2 responses. Let's go with Jake and Taya. Can you just describe what homeroom is?
Yeah, I'm really glad this question got added. Homeroom is definitely probably my favorite time of the school day. It's every day, I believe, yeah. And besides Wednesday. and you just get to a little like 20-minute, 30-minute time to just cool down with all your friends. All your friends usually pick the same homeroom. I'm in Mr. Huntley's homeroom, the culinary teacher. It's definitely my favorite time of the day. You just get to completely unwind, talk with your friends, eat food sometimes if you're in culinary. So yeah, homeroom is amazing. Definitely one of the best parts of high school for me, for sure.
Thanks, Jake. And Taya.
Okay, so some homerooms, you can find specific ones that are nice and quiet and you can do homework. My homeroom is not one of those. It is very much a like group bonding time where we get together and we talk about whatever we want to. And that can widely vary depending on the day because everyone in my homeroom has vastly different interests. But it's a really good time to connect with the SDA community, and you make a lot of really good friends. And it's honestly one of my favorite parts about SDA.
Thank you, Taya.
Okay, moving on. For a typical on-campus school day, what does a day in the life of an SDA student look like?
So going way back in the archive, when we're on campus, what does your day look like? Conrad.
Can you remember?
Well, someone did also ask in the chat when homeroom is. Homeroom's after first, so that's also kind of part of the day. Like, depending on if you're me who always shows up late, like before school there's always kids like hanging out and doing their own thing. I never see them. I go straight to first because I'm always like making the bell. But then you have homeroom. Homeroom's awesome. You go and just do your own thing for 25 minutes. Second period, lunch. What's cool, every Wednesday we switch off on like a special day. There's either late start or hour lunch, and hour lunch is cool. Everyone goes off campus. I like lunch a lot. Like a regular day at SDA, the bell to lunch rings. There's just a horde of like everyone going to their cars and getting off campus. And like there's the freshman walk, which is what most freshmen do because they can't drive yet. There's like a little center with like a 7-Eleven. I don't know, Polito's there. There's a pizza, there's a Carl's Jr., and it's right next to campus. So it's super close. Everyone walks there. And then like one of my most defining things in a day at school is like when you go to the bathroom or if you just go on a walk, like kids are all over the campus. Like you always just see people hanging out and walking around because a lot of teachers will let kids do assignments and activities outside because it's so nice on campus and we have tables set up everywhere. Like there's always people just wandering around. Like it's a very lively campus.
All right. Thank you, Conrad. Okay, looking at the time, I'm going to toss it back over to Mr. Camacho to kind of wrap us up here.
You guys are awesome. Honestly, I bet you this could go at least another hour and a half, 2 hours. It's always awesome to hear you talk about your own experiences because they are exactly what makes SDA the best place to be. So I'm hoping that for those that have attended, whether you ask questions or not, that this has been informative. There are a couple of questions I think we should circle back to just as we wrap up. Doesn't mean that students, you can't chime in if you have anything to add. There have been, I've been looking at some themes. One of them has been in terms of the competitiveness on our teams. I can tell you that since I've been here, every year we have progressively grown. Our population, our student enrollment has grown since, well, for the last 4 years. So while we are at right now a little over 2,000 students, at about 2,044, next year we're projected to be at 2,000. And so with the growth, it has brought some more competitiveness to our sports. Back before I was at SDA, the sentiment out in the community was, hey, well, we should go to SDA because we probably have a better shot at making the team, or we can try out if we haven't played club soccer or club baseball and so on. The feelings in the comments go on and on about that. So to be fair, yes, we have gotten more competitive. While we are still D2 in most of our sports, we are in open divisions. In girls tennis, for example, we've had a CIF championship, girls basketball recently. Again, it's just kind of a manifestation of our population has grown. With that brings just a broader range of talent and skill. And so with every sport, with the exception of some of the no-cut sports like cross country and track, there are tryouts. So just want to be clear about that. We do have an athletic director and an athletic secretary. The athletic website has been updated. So if you have any more questions about athletics, I would ask you to start there. You can always reach out to, if you need to, at this point, to Ms. Bendix or Mr. Scott Jordan, who is the athletic director, if you have any follow-up questions in terms of athletics. With regards to our growth, people, in terms of the high school selection process, there is a timeline. I put the link in the chat box a while back. It's on our district website. It's also on our school's website. Once the high school selection window opens, it doesn't matter if you're the first to select an academy or the last. It doesn't give you an advantage to do it right away. But where you can go wrong is if you do in fact want to select an academy. If you don't get that done before May 1 at 4 o'clock, the system shuts down, and it's just, there's no way to overturn it. So make sure that you again, sit down and have that informed conversation in your own home. And when you're ready to make that decision, especially if it's to come to an academy, you have to make sure you select SDA or CCA within that window. If you don't select, you'll automatically be defaulted to the boundary schools. In the north end, it's La Costa Canyon High School. In the south end, it's Torrey Pines High School. Anything else with that, Katie or Jeremy, Dr. Meadows, or Ms. Bendix?
No, I think that was a great summary, and I'm actually about to post kind of just our final slide. So all of that information will also be available in our information night program. And I saw a question about the link to this recording. There were some students that weren't able to make it. So this recording will be posted on our Future Mustangs tab, but also included in our info night program. So you can look there for the recording if you want to share it.
Yeah, I see a lot of just logistical questions. Just so you know, we do have a new bell schedule next year. We will start at 7:50 and end at 2:55. Homeroom has moved from 4 days a week. It'll be 2 days a week on Monday and Friday. We no longer next year we no longer will have an hour lunch on Wednesdays. So our lunch time is the same every day. We do have an open lunch. That was a question, and sometimes freshman parents' jaws drop when we say it is an open lunch. And kids do leave our campus. Where they can walk to here locally is down the street to a couple blocks away to 7-Eleven, and then there's Nopalito, and there's some Mexican food. They can go under the bridge, which has obviously been redeveloped now. It's safe pathways to and from into the Vons shopping center, some pizza places, Starbucks within the Vons. There's Mexican food and Subway sandwiches and so on, sushi. Anyway, so there are places nearby, but there's not a lot of times. A lot of kids will skate off campus, for example, or ride their bikes. And on that said, we want to keep our students here, so there's always entertainment. We're trying to, we try to have live music as often as we can. As you know, we're known for arts and artistic talents, and a lot of kids play music, and so we're trying to keep it hip and happening on campus so that kids can enjoy each other's company if they choose to stay here. So not a lot of kids go off, and I will say this: a lot of freshman students will initially go off, and the seniors and those of you that have been here already will know this because you've experienced it. Like, it's pretty cool novelty to get off campus, and then after a couple of weeks goes by, you're like, that's kind of expensive, and it's a bit of a rush. I'm just going to hang out on campus and see what that's like. So, and then once you can drive again, now you're completely gone off campus, right? Seniors, juniors. So, just some tidbits. Again, just kind of combing through what I've seen in the chat box. Anything else? Students, anything you've seen in the chat box that should be revisited that you think is important?
I'd just like to jump in. I've seen a couple questions about what is info night tomorrow night. So info night tomorrow night will be all virtual, and it's just an opportunity to kind of poke around and see what's going on at SDA. So we have videos and slideshows and information about who to contact if you're interested in special student programs or clubs or athletics. So a variety of our student programs on campus have created presentations for you, and they will be linked on the Future Mustangs tab. The recording of tonight will also be included. This was a Q&A with admin and a student panel, so this will also be a part of that info night. So tomorrow night is far more robust than tonight, even though, I mean, tonight was just so much fun to hear from our students and hear your guys' voices just explain how wonderful of a place this is.
Yeah, and if I may piggyback on that, so our info night is typically hosted in person, obviously. And it's a night where you come with your family, and essentially what we have are 4 sessions, and every academic department has a presentation. Any elective teacher that wants to show off either a career technical education pathway or any elective in visual and performing arts, etc. Anyone that wants to on our campus can host a session. And it gives our potential families just an opportunity for Q&A, and it's sort of an informal opportunity to meet the teachers, to meet our staff. Our foundation has a presence here typically. And so we've had to pivot and do everything virtually. And so that's what tomorrow night is. What you'll see, the live links go on our website. And then at your leisure, you can pick through. It's not just available tomorrow night. It'll be available tomorrow night and onward. Just, I would just take some time and look at the different presentations that have been prepared for your review. And again, it's all there in hopes that you can get a feel for what we offer and how we do it and why it's important to us here at SDA and how we take care of our community and why our culture is the way that it is and why people love this place since 1936, even though we're in our 3rd name. But it's been the Academy since 1996 when La Costa Canyon High School opened up. And I can tell you that everyone who has walked this campus, whether you're a student or a staff member, just remembers that it's such a huge imprint on your education and your future, the influence, the way we take care of people, the way we lift each other up. If there's failure, it's a matter of how do we pick each other up and move forward. It isn't, dwelling and it's filled with positivity. Are there challenges? You bet. No one's going to deny that. But we meet those challenges, whether they are personal or academic or whatever they might be, together in a collaborative way. And that's our commitment to kids. And you heard it here tonight, and and you would have heard it from them in person, walking around and and doing a tour in person. Typically, we have about we typically do about 4 to 6 physical tours on campus. And honestly, there's typically about 120 to 175 folks that come and want to walk our campuses and get a feel for it. So anyway, we hope that this is a big part of what happens during that tour. I don't give the tours. No administrator gives. No teachers are giving tours. I say a welcome. It literally takes 2 minutes. And then you're off with students, and we just split you up informally. And so again, they are the stars of the show. They are the ones we serve, and there's no better way to get informed than to hear directly from them. So with that said, I'd like to just wrap up the evening to say a heartfelt thank you to seniors, juniors. There's some freshmen here, sophomores as well. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you taking the time. I know that you love SDA, and appreciate your efforts and what you do. I know you got schoolwork and stuff to hammer away at too. So get out of here. Good night. If there's any closing comments, anybody have anything else to say? We can leave it at that. Sound good? All right. Appreciate you guys. And again, thanks to our community. Whether you select SDA or any other high school in our district, you just cannot go wrong. Like I said earlier, it's just a matter of making the best choice you can for your student. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you join us tomorrow for the info night. And then if you have any questions beyond that, like I said in our welcome video, just reach out. We're here to help. All right, be well, take care, stay healthy. We'll see you soon, hopefully. Have a good night.
Bye, everyone.